So, hey there, everybody. This is Mary Agnes Antonopoulos, and tonight's class is all about social to list conversion. I'm really excited to teach this because at the core of it, one of the most important things we can do is make sure that we're moving people from our social media onto our email list. Why is that? Because it's a huge win to have them on your email list. And remember, on social media, you don't actually own those spaces. So, what we're really talking about here when we look at our funnel is part one, avenues leading to opt-in. This is the core of the social media movement from Facebook, Twitter, meetup groups, from everything you do, LinkedIn, and moving them into the opt-in, the social to list conversion process. So of course, just for a couple minutes, I want to talk about where are they hiding online, because that's where you're going to create, of course, the social opt-in opportunity. And what we want to do is think about the audience, define where they are, and then really go to where they're hiding. So often, I don't know if any of you read the Harvard Business Review article, I'll send it out with this recording, but they were talking about how the whole list has, the whole online world has really become community driven. And so we have to find those communities that people come into. Well, hi there.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I am gonna mute you. And then I'm gonna start the class over because I was all alone before this, and that makes me feel so much better.
Oh, hello.
I
Hi.
can't get your link.
You can't get the link.
No, it keeps going right back to my
Copy.
email. I
You
don't
know
know.
what? Copy and paste it. That's what's
Oh,
happening.
doke. Okay.
I'm gonna send it out to everybody again because you're the second person who told me that. Ta-da! I'm gonna send a note to everybody that says we're live now.
All right.
Okay, so hold on a second. Hi, Tommy.
Hello there.
How are you? Okay,
Pretty good.
we're going to say we're on live now. Hold on one second. Why? Can you see me doing this? There we go. Um, on live now. Link corrected. You know what happens? Sometimes in email, it will social to list conversion starting now. Sometimes the email actually will block it. You actually have to put the link in. See, there it is. Okay. And we'll send it to everyone. And there we are. So I'm going to start our recording again once we watch this go out. Go, 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 go. There we go. Remove, remove, remove. Oh, it wants to remove everybody? Why? Remove. Okay, it went to most of them. Okay. So I'm so sorry for the brief delay. I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to. So hey everybody, this is Mary Agnes Antonopoulos, and tonight's class is really a good one. It's one of my favorites. We're going to do social to list conversion. So the first thing that we do is we're actually going to look at what social to list conversion is. So just a very quick description. What we really want to do is look at this part one, and the train is backwards, right, by intention, because we want to have a product to sell, a funnel to put them into, and at the head of the train, we want to get them onto this engine. We want to drive them onto the train from our opt ins. And one of the best things we can do is just move everybody from our social media to our opt in opportunities. And we're going to talk about that right now. So, first thing we do is define our audience and go get them, right? So, where are they? If they're on social media, they're definitely on the right demographic for whatever you offer or you teach. So, if, for instance, you're doing weight loss, you'll probably find some good communities on Facebook. If you're doing small business coaching, you'll find some great people on LinkedIn. If you're running a live event, go to similar live events on meetup groups and ask the meetup group owner to share something from you. And in all of these spaces, you want to force them or request them to opt in before you give them your gift, your tool, your freemium, whatever you want to call it. So we want to remember that there are on social platforms and then there are off social platforms. For instance, blogs and other, sometimes Huffington Post, I'll comment on and I'll share all my contact information, and then people will come and opt into my list. So remember, YouTube is also a social network in this case. You want to be getting subscribers, and in your videos, you want to be saying, click below on my description to get my downloadable and offer them a tool. So at the core of it, it's an exchange. Let's get to the next page here. Here we go. So what do you use for freemiums? Well, this was a presentation we did for Dr. Bill Davis, good friend, very great guy. And it was, what freemiums do we need to determine what attracts his audiences? So we tried different things. So one thing that we did was, and I recommend this for all of you, look at your competitors and see what they're giving. So go find your competitors, follow them on social media, and look at how they create a social to list opt-in campaign. So are they giving a webinar? Are they giving a teleseminar? Are they giving downloadable tools or cheat sheets? And then mirror that and see how it does on your own social media. I really love webinars. A lot of people are doing podcasts now. Just remember that if somebody's coming into a podcast, it's really hard for them to like go to your website and opt in. Usually people on a podcast are driving, or they're cooking dinner, or they're working out. Podcasts are a listening tool, and often that means people's hands are busy. So if my opt-in is a podcast, I always create a, what is it called? A text to join opportunity. So if you're on Infusion, you know how those are. In mine is like text viral integrity with no spaces to 22828, and it'll give you an opt-in window on your phone. That's a really easy way on a podcast because people are, like I said, hands busy. If you're on Infusionsoft, you have to use a plugin called Grow Social. On MailChimp, I'm not really sure. On Constant Contact and on iContact, it's super easy. You just go into your contacts, user forms, and then you'll create a text to join campaign. I'll actually show you what that looks like in a minute. Here we go. And then you want to set up the place for them to opt in. So think of this like a train. Your gift is the engine, and then you want to move them to a place to opt in. Like they don't enter the train at the engine. The next car you want to be a place they can opt in. So I use lead pages. One of our clients uses Connect Leads right now. They can opt in from your email. Another thing that I love is contests and the text to join, like we just talked about. And if you're using affiliates, this is a great way to get other people's lists to join. And you could do that with high-end colleagues, organizations, or specific places that just create opportunities like this, like ClickBank or Commission Junction. So just some ideas. I'll send you guys the slides, just so you can explore some of these. Surveys is also a fantastic way to create this. So I just wanted to show you guys a couple of slides, what we've done, and then I'm going to go and actually show you how to do it. So with JJ Virgin, remember that people learn in 4 ways. They learn by reading, listening, watching, or doing. So when somebody reads your stuff all the time, they're readers. So you can actually move them through a Q&A box into your blog. So we put this onto Facebook through Grow Social because JJ uses Infusionsoft. They give their first name, their email, and the question for JJ. So we did a couple of things with this. One, obviously, we moved them from Facebook onto the list. So this was super powerful. We moved 14,000 people in totality using different techniques. This was one that worked on Facebook. People were watching her answer questions, so we put up a Q&A box. Then in the questions, we would put a link to the Q&A box, which was right on the tab on Facebook, and say, please submit your question, and JJ will try and answer on her Facebook Q&A or on her blog. The other thing that we did was we used those questions to supply webinar questions. So once a month, JJ would do a webinar, and these were the questions that she used. This is that text to join campaign. So pay close attention if they're listening to a podcast. They're obviously busy, like I said a couple of times. So this is what it looks like. When we share this on Facebook, we put a picture. We created this Big Ben Media created this. It's great. So it showed them what to text. They would get a free transcript of the podcast. And then this was the bit.ly. This was actually a little bit.ly link that they would hit if they were already watching on social. So we set it up both ways. Next, here we go. We love a contest. And I'll come back to each of these. I just wanted to overview them for you. We love a contest. So we use WooBox to create conferences, and our favorite, oh, summits, first summits, sorry. So summits, if you don't have a list at all and you have the organizational skills, hosting your own summit is an amazing way to do this. You'll put in all the work to create a summit, and you'll invite great experts with a strong list or social presence to participate. In this case, Mari had probably 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Mari Smith is on the far left, and she created the Social Media Success Summit. What happens is, you've probably seen these. Everybody involved will email out to their list and post on social, and they'll offer their list the opportunity for the free summit. When you get to the summit, you'll click to learn more, and obviously the person has to opt in. So Mari built a beautiful list, and actually so did JJ also. She does Health Network Live, and everybody in Health Network Live will share and invite their list to the summit. People opt in, and JJ would keep the list. So it's a powerful thing for everybody to do. Everybody wins. This is the contest portal we like. We like WooBox a lot. Sweepstakes and giveaways. So I'm sorry, I have such a tickle in my throat. Like, the allergies here are so bad right now. So this is a great thing because it works beautifully on mobile or on the computer. And I'm just going to click through. And these were our results. So what we did, I did this for Master Shah, the Buddhist monk that we worked with, and for Author 101. Video contests. In order to submit the video, you had to opt into the list. You would submit the video. We would make sure it reached certain criteria that we laid out ahead of time. And I actually, that's Alex's. Oh, and I actually opened those up to show you what those terms are. I'm going to show you in a second for Author 101. And then anybody who wanted to vote on it, the votes were contained inside of WooBox, but the votes actually went on YouTube. They had to opt in as well. So here's what happened. We had 417 entries. Great, they got added to the list. It got shared a few hundred times, 23,000 visits to look at it, 3,000 votes, so 10, no, a little more than 10%, 12% or so, whatever that is, I don't know, actually opted in and voted. So these 3,300 people actually joined the list as well. So it was a pretty good campaign, about 4,000 added to the list, and huge attention on the campaign. So let me tell you what this was. What this contest was, I don't know if you can see in the far left corner here, each of these people are holding a book. So the contest was, you had to be holding the person's book. So you had to buy a copy of the book to be in the contest. And you would talk about how that book affected your life. And 417 people bought the book to do the contest, and 3,300 listened to their very strong testimonial about this book and how it changed their life. So we got about 4,000 opt-ins. We had some amazing testimonials to use down the road, and we sold close to 1,000 books by the time all was said and done. So if you have a book coming out, this is an amazing campaign, and it's social to list conversion on top of it. So let me just bounce out. I want to show you some of these. Oh, sorry, you don't need to see my email. I want to show you some of these in action. I actually opened, hold on, contest outline. So I wanted to open this up and actually show you guys what our outline looked like. So this is a great client we might be working with, and these are the rules that I sort of set out for her. Send in a short video, no longer than 30 seconds, including who you are and why you love her product, Adorotherapy in this case, and how it's affected or will affect your life. Then, so you have to have the product in your hands when you do this. Then post the video on YouTube and send the link through WooBox, and here's what happens next. If they meet the criteria, then a small committee chooses 2 winners based on the great video, and then all the other videos go out for votes. So you can totally game the system. Start sending people you love. So 3 people get chosen just on votes. The only thing is all the votes have to be counted on YouTube alone. But when you use the WooBox application, that's exactly how that works. So I wanted to just show you how this works. So I'm going to log into Facebook, and then I'm going to open WooBox and show you how our contest ran. Then I want to talk about each of the other opportunities and how to opt people in. So I'm going to log in, and then I'm going to tell it to log me in through Facebook. So this is the back end. And remember I said they had to be holding the book? So for Master Sha, the Buddhist monk we worked with, this was really fantastic. I'm going to click, and I'm just going to show you. This was the second contest. So this was 4,000 votes, 287 entries. But I actually want to show you, where is it? So each of these on the left, this is their menu bar. So this is how you set it up. You edit the form, you customize it. It's awesome. It's fantastic. And then here we go. We're going to manage entries. I'm just going to, this was such a beautiful contest. These videos, and they're public. That's why I'm not uncomfortable to share this with you. These are all publicly available on YouTube. So you can just grab these, and each one of them will tell you how much they loved his book and why it was life-changing. So I'm just going to do one so you can see them holding the book. Oh, in this case, it was, his calligraphies. That was amazing. I'm going to actually go back and get the book because I know those are publicly available. Hold on just one second. Video contests. Here we go. Not sure if this second contest was publicly available, so I just want to be safe. I'm 99% sure. Here we go. Share your soul healing miracle video here. So this, that's not the right one either. Stay with me. Video content. This is the one. Here we go. So this is the one that I had used as an example, and here are the submissions. And here they are approved. So you can see all of these got sent in, and one by one I would go in and approve them or disapprove them. So there's a little bit of work involved. And these are all amazing. 28 votes, 15 votes, 14 votes. But if we were to sort them by votes, it comes up, it's huge. Some of them have 400 votes. So I'm just going to go down and grab one here, 50 votes. Let's watch this one just quickly.
Hello, my name is Geihoko. I'm a certified soul healing teacher and healer of Dr. and Master Zedong Sha.
So a couple of things. One is this is really long, 4 minutes. The instructions actually, we started telling them to make them no longer than a minute. So let's look at another one. Here we go. 2 minutes. So we might have given them a different criteria, but when you do this, I want you to tell them how long, because you want a short video on YouTube to win over new people. Because what is this? I mean, it's nothing but a recommendation at its heart. Who are they sending to vote for them? They're sending friends, colleagues, coworkers. So when we go up here, send your original short video no longer than 30 seconds. So that's the new thing that we say to them all. So that's one huge thing that we talk about in the slides. One great way to move people from social, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong one, from social to your list is to run a contest. The second way is to go back and do that Q&A platform, right? So we're going to go, or let me show you Jordan Belfort's, where we actually have them opt in to get more videos. So if somebody is a watcher, we want to give them more watching material. So in video training, when we post a video on his thread, we give them the link to this. So we'll actually copy the URL and we'll put it on the timeline. So get 10, 30. So what did it say is, did you love this video? Get 10 more. We give them the link to this page and they opt in to get 10, 30-second videos when he releases them next week. And if you share it, you get 5 more. Well, of course, we gave everybody 15. I can't police that who has time. So what we did is we, on the autoresponder, simply sent them to a private YouTube playlist. How amazing is that? With 15 great 30-second videos. Super short, super easy. So that's your opt-in pathway number 2. Number 1 is a contest. And think about contests. I mean, if you did a cookbook, if you're in wellness or fitness, and you did a cookbook, everybody submits a recipe, they give you a release, you can also combine them and create a community recipe book and send it to everyone as a thank you. So you're also creating a freemium to give away evergreen. For this case, we had, and for the video contest, also, you can use those on your social media and on your blog everywhere. So for this, we give out 15 and ultimately, right? 5 more as a bonus. And what we did is we just gave them a link to the YouTube private, um, I just forgot the word, what they're called, but you know what I mean, the private playlist. So what do we do then? When we tag these on the side, these all live in Infusionsoft for Jordan. But whatever email system you use, if you can tag them, we would tag them with an extra tag called video, meaning this group of people came in on video. So they're watchers and we want to keep them watching. This one, this is that Q&A box that we did with JJ, similar for Jordan. So this Q&A, you love my blog, you find it useful. So when we would post excerpts of his blog here on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, we put this link with it. Hey, want to have your question answered on a blog? These are people who read. They're reading a blog. So we offer to put them in the blog. First name, last name, email, and question. And this gets submitted to Jordan as well. And they just get tagged with readers. So that when we send things like a one sheet or a white paper, we make sure to send it to this group of people because they're readers. So you've got readers, watchers, listeners, and doers, right? So your listeners, I showed you that slide for JJ. You know, what happens when they're listeners? We send them to an opt-in, right? We tell them to text to join, and that's their opt-in because it's mobile. So that's your readers, your watchers, your listeners. What about your doers? Your doers, think of them differently. They like to do workbooks. They like to have cheat sheets that they fill out, notes where they'll fill in the blank. They also like to have quizzes. So I just wanted to cover 1 or 2 quiz opportunities. And if Tommy is on, Tommy had found this amazing quiz opportunity called Quizzer. And I wanted to have him talk about this. It's awesome. It's really wonderful. So the cool thing about Quizzer, well, I'm going to let Tommy tell you because he's the one who was using it. Hold on just a second. Hey, Tommy, are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Would you explain to them why Quizzer was such a cool and compelling quiz space for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Quiz is it's an old tool, extremely high appeal these days, and a quiz, it's very hard to resist. So here comes Quizzer, and with this tool, you can drive social traffic, you can generate new leads, and you can recruit, new followers and fans. Um, it's definitely insanely shareable. Some they go over 60%, and it is also very important that it's mobile capable and without flaws. Actually, without flaws. And the caveat in the whole thing is for the user, there is no need to download anything. They get a quiz, they tap on the phone, they start the quiz, and you got, choices of getting their information or generate a lead or recruit them, all that kind of good stuff. Very easy to use, very easy to embed. On your website, it's like similar to embedding a YouTube video.
You know what else
You,
we loved? We loved their analytics. I mean, you can see the analytics on my
yeah,
screen right now. These were great. And Tommy, was this the one that let us put a video question inside of it? I think it was.
yes, you can put a video, you can put unlimited images, you can put unlimited questions, unlimited answers for multiple choice questions. You can also ask for a feedback. You have a yes or no questions, and the main thing here is not only you can collect email addresses, but you can at the end of the quiz you can have somebody send them to a landing page. So that's a huge plus, The analytics are extremely rich, extremely rich. You learn so much of not only what your followers or whoever took the quiz think in general, but you get individual analytics for each one of them that they took the test, which it's tremendous. So again, this is a crazy tool that you can use. These days, you get an email, you get them to receive a call to action, and then they go to a landing page. You can increase your social presence by getting followers, likes, fans, all that kind of stuff. And it's hip. You can use video, you can use images, you can use plain questions, or you can use feedback questions. So overall, it's a tool that, it's a must to use.
So I just put in the text box, some of the ideas you can give away. And the reason that I loved this when Tommy went out, we looked at other ones too, right? What was the one? It was like freequiz.com or flow quiz, fluid
Fluid.
survey. So fluid survey, that was it. But
Mhm.
but in the end, this one had so much versatility and it was so easy to look at the analytics. When you can get the numbers, you can adjust it. You can't change what you can't measure. So having great analytics, and it was really inexpensive. It was like $300 for the year. So that's a really great thing for you. But remember, like there's a free version of it. So here's the thing. When I teach this, sometimes I get a whole class full of people who are like, "Yeah, I know this," except they're not doing it. It's so frustrating. So they know it, but they don't do it. So I try and teach this once in a while just to give everybody sort of an overview of like what is out there, what can you do? So you can have them very quickly. You can give a 1 minute video that tells them opt in for two longer videos on this topic. So what does that sound like? So my good friend Pam Carpenter's on the phone. So I'm going to do it as if I were Pam. So she would do a short video that starts with that formula we teach, right? The pain, credential, release, and call to action. You guys all know what that is, right? So I'm just going to put my slides back and I'm going to show you because I had actually deleted all the slides here because you didn't need them all. But you might need this one. Oh, damn it. No, it's on a different slide deck. Hold on because I want you to have this on the recording. 4 Hour Social Media Week. So in the 4 Hour Social Media Week, there's this great little slide with the formula. This is it. Oh, we land right on it. Very nice. So we're going to start right here. So this slide really goes over what that video should be. It's 1 minute, and then have them opt in to get 2 more minutes. So if you had a web design company like Pamela does, she's an amazing web designer. The video might be like this. So you know how you've had the same website for like 5 years and you've had 12 different people work on it, and no matter how hard you try, it's still really clunky. Most of all, you don't have anybody opting in from the website. Well, I'm Pam Carpenter, and that is exactly what I do for a living. I come in, I assess what's wrong with your site, and in a quick 24 hours, I can usually turn it around and send it back to you. So that's a really important thing to do because if you're not growing and you're not offering great, compelling things, no one's going to opt in. So it's really important to have those opt ins prevalent on your site. And I'd be really happy to share two great videos with a one sheet on things you can do yourself to optimize your own website and create that compelling call to action so people opt in. Because a website without a list makes no sense whatsoever. So, what did I do? I talked about their pain. I told them who she is and how many people she's helped, a tip, right? And then a call to action. The call to action is opt in and let me send you two longer videos. Does this work? It works. We do this for all of our clients. We get them to do the 1 minute video and then the two longer videos behind an opt-in. It is compelling, it's simple, and your watchers like to watch. So they came in on a video, we give them videos. So that's your one. On a podcast, so what do? Like 5 times on a 20-minute podcast, we say, don't forget, text JJ to whatever the code is, and I'll send you the transcript of this audio. That is hugely compelling. Make sure the audios you're doing aren't too long because the transcript is going to cost you about $1 a minute. We use rev.com. So rev.com will send us the transcript. We'll clean it up before the audio goes live, before that podcast goes out on iTunes. We have everything ready. Let me show you what we do with Todd Herman. Sorry, here is Bill Davis's video that we use for his opt-in. So it's 1 minute and 42. It's a little longer than I want these. But let me show you Todd Herman. So on Todd Herman's blog page, he's got a great page for his, here we go, blog. These are all of his podcasts. So he turns his podcast into a blog. Let's just look at this one. So in today's episode, so he gives a little summary, then he gives the podcast itself. Scroll down. He's got bullet point takeaways. He's got click to tweet. This is awesome. Want more. And this is what he gives, the definitive guide to mentoring. Scroll down. I mean, this is really great. Links mentioned in this episode, podcast details. Subscribe to it on iTunes, subscribe to it on Twitter. So, I mean, this is what I want you guys to do with everything. Every page on your website is an opt-in opportunity. Everything you do on social is an opt-in opportunity. I just want you constantly to be list building. It creates a much more intimate experience with your user, with your audience, with your customer, and make sure you're hitting all 4 of those arenas. So your watchers need video, your listeners need podcast, your readers need a written blog or your transcribed content, and then your doers, they're the most creative. They need either a webinar because that's interactive. They need a quiz. Maybe they need a worksheet, a quick survey. I think webinars are awesome. Just remember, 20 minutes is about the maximum where you want to be at least into the sell by then, or even into the call to action. I mean, maybe we're not always selling something, but I do want people to take action off of what I teach. Otherwise, why am I teaching? So those are the avenues that I like. I love a contest and I love a summit. So just to remind you what we talked about in the beginning. So podcasts and summits. Now let's see if I can find those slides really fast. Podcasts and summits. Where are we? Here we go. So this is here we go. So this is your question, right? And your brand advocates are the people who trust you enough to ask you a question. So they're really important to you. There's your text to join. Here's your summit. Now, actually, we just recently, I'm going to show you one more, and here's your contest. And I showed you that super quickly, but we also just put together the to-do list for a summit. So if you want that, just let me know. Where is it? Date last opened. We just did it at my mastermind. Summit construction. Wait till you see this. This is like everything you need to host your own summit. So part 1 is speakers, part 2 is set up your online pages, part 3 is your copy, part 4 is your visuals, and then in another space we actually created the contracts and agreements that you need. So all of this little toolbox goes into our membership site. So I hope this helps you guys. We'll go slowly here so you can see some of it, that the pieces to get your speakers, get your interviews transcribed, set up your online pages. You can do this through lead pages. Honestly, it's not as hard as you think. Getting your copy ready and then get your banners and your visuals ready. There's a lot of preparation, but if you can get 10 great experts, even if they have small lists of 5 or 6,000, 10 of you, that's 50,000. Maybe you get a great opt-in of 11,000. Well, if you're just starting off your email list, this is a great way to get into conversations with some industry leaders, build some relationships, and build your list, and maybe sell something on the back end. So these are the social to list conversion ideas that we use in our company. If you have any that you use or have any questions about any of this, I'm going to go alphabetically through and just check on you one by one like I like to do in our class and see who we can support and just see what you need. So let's see. I'm just going to search alphabetically, and we'll start with Deb. Oh, Deb, I can't unmute you. That's so weird. Because, let's see.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you are. Hey, Deb, do you have any questions for us?
No, I'm just watching with interest, and just want to give a shout out to Tommy and ask him how he's feeling.
Oh, thanks, Deb. His line is muted. Hold on. No, his line is
Thank you. I'm here. Thank you very much.
Good.
Well, thanks so much, Deb. All right, Deb, we think you should do a great Q&A webinar I like instant teleseminar for that. By the way, there's another class on that you can see in our group. But we think you should do a Q&A webinar on the left brain, right brain thing. Deb has a video on
Oh,
just kicked ass. Yeah, I think that'd be great.
oh wow, that would be.
I know, just a good thought, right?
Yes, very good.
All right, thanks, Deb.
Thank you.
Let's see, who's next? Martin. Martin, are you there? So I can't unmute you because you're gray. Let me see. Hey, Martin, is that you? So you have to unmute yourself. If you go to the top of the little pop-up for our class, you can actually unmute your own microphone. Or he might be having dinner with his family. Let's see. Danny Fung. Are you there, Danny? Do you have any questions we can answer? Or you can chat them in if you're at work. Okay, let's see. Who else? Pam and Ambra. Do either of you guys have any questions we can answer, or do you want to look at anything else? There's Ambra. Hi, Ambra.
Hey, Mary Agnes, how are you?
I'm good, darling. How are you doing?
Hey, great. So I'm interested in doing a summit, and the video contest sounds amazing. So were you going to send out that Word document that you had up?
I'm going to put it in the group. You have the access to the group, right?
I'm not sure.
Would you do me a favor? Would you
Yeah.
go into my Facebook and just put a smiley face from you on my timeline, and I'll find you and add you to the group in case you're not there. And if
Okay,
you're there,
perfect.
I'll tag you so you can see it.
All right, great. Thank you.
All right, darling girl. How about you, Miss Pamela Carpenter? Anything from you? You know what I'll do? I don't.
Can I get
You
can
can.
I get group access with a smiley face too?
You can just put a smiley face on my timeline so that I remember. That's just my little memory thing. And I'll put
Okay.
it in the group. I think you're in it, but if you are, I'll tag you inside the group so you can find it.
Okay. And if I am, you know what? I need to go in there and set my notifications differently because I'm not seeing any of that. So, but there's a lot of noise on social.
I know it's really the truth. So let's do this. I thought you were in it, but let me just see. You're not. I just put you in. Let me try out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's really private. Don't add anybody.
I will not.
I know this is my little tiny group. That's it for us. So, all right, darlings. Well, that's it. I don't want to overdo anybody. I mean, there's a lot on this. I'm gonna send the slides and the notes.
Can I add?
Sure. Sorry.
So we're talking about quizzes and then we're talking about Q&As, a webinar. I think it's a wonderful way to send out a quiz to ask your people what do they want to hear on a webinar being discussed, or what kind of questions should be discussed on a Q&A. Then you have at least a poll, you have some kind of information, inside information, what is expected.
That's a very good point, Tommy. And you can engage them from the very first moment. You are totally right. Well, thank you. I told Tommy at the beginning of the class I was going to call on him because he really mastered this thing about how to use quizzes and get the opt-in. Like just having a quiz doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So thank you. Your idea to have them engaged from the beginning and tell you what they want to learn, all of the experts say that's the way to go.
Right, especially for webinar, if you try to sell something and you want them to be on the live webinar to get that, sale. If they post the questions, then they come to the live webinar because it's now their webinar.
It's true, you're right. They were part of the orchestration. Well, how about does anybody else need?
Hello.
Hey, Martin.
Hi. Sorry, you were calling my name. I'm pressing the screen on my iPhone. It's not responding, so I just left and came back.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Martin.
Oh, well, thank you for all this great stuff. I came on just a little late, but I had a burning question.
Sure.
How do you get it so that if someone's on Facebook and then they opt in, you have an opt-in in your banner or just underneath it? I've seen it, and I was wondering if you could speak to that.
Absolutely.
Like,
so it comes, you know where it comes from? Like you construct this on the email side. That's why it's confusing. So this actual entire thing is created on the email side and then the widget gets plugged in. So let me show you in my own on Constant Contact. So the ones you see
Okay.
are on Infusionsoft, and that's got a plugin, Grow Social. But Constant Contact, it's not even a plugin. You can just do it yourself. So hold on. I'm gonna have to actually log into LastPass to get into my own thing here.
So like most things, like one shopping cart or get response or Aweber, you just grab the opt-in box code.
That's exactly right. You'll have to construct it a little bit. So when we get in here into
Right.
Constant Contact, for Constant Contact, it is in Contacts Sign Up Tools. So once I'm into Sign Up Tools, I can go down here and I can do a Facebook sign up form on the right. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So it's literally like,
But so that got a Facebook sign up. But do you then what do you do with it after you get the code? Do you put it in the pinned post, or like how does it stay at the top all the time?
so it doesn't, oh, it goes in as a tab. It goes in as an app.
Oh, it's a tab. Okay.
Yep. So it goes in as
Awesome.
a tab. It builds its own little page off of your Facebook.
Okay. Do you happen to know if Get Response probably has that? I would guess.
I would guess so. I mean, if they don't, they have a plugin you can buy. Like Infusionsoft
Yeah.
wants to sell you the plugin. So Infusionsoft
Yeah.
you can buy it in the marketplace on Grow Social, but most of them you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah. I got to do that.
Yep.
I have to do everything you say, but that's a good first one to do.
I'm so glad. This is like one of those things where I say to people, I'm going to teach, social to list conversion. And they know it all, but they don't make a plan to implement. So your call to action today, you guys, is to do this. Here's your one thing to do before the day ends. You go to your calendar. You literally go on to this weekend or next week, and you schedule 4 hours blocked for social to list setup, and then you put it soon and I'll
Mm,
4 hours, because if I don't put the calendar, if I don't save the time, I don't do any of it. And then week after
right.
week, it's not done, and I could have been list building for the whole last year, or in my case 10 years. so
That's
so that's
sweet.
and when you go to implement, definitely let me know. I will send you guys the few slides. I'll send you some of the information and the notes, of course, and I look forward to talking to everybody.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks, everybody. Be good.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Mary Agnes.
Thanks, Deb. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Tommy.